You know, I am no stranger to staying up all night. But these days, it just seems a little less intentional. I don't know about you, but I have some nights, not every night, but some nights when I just can't get to sleep, or maybe I get to sleep and I can't stay asleep. And I, it's just kind of frustrating, isn't it? I know you might have the same problem. And I do know that it can be a signal of some bigger problems. I mean, I know sometimes I wake myself up snoring, and sometimes uh, I have to get up a lot and go to the bathroom. And I do know that both of those can be signs of something just a little bit more serious. I mean, for instance, when you snore a lot, sometimes they say you have something called sleep apnea, I think. And that can be a sign that maybe there's something going on with your heart. And it would be a good idea to get that checked out because there is plenty that they can do about it. But of course, you can't do anything about it if you don't know that's what you got. So it's good to go check that out. The other thing is the bladder thing. I mean, I know, as we get older, we have to go to the bathroom all the time. And we're supposed to drink lots of water, they tell us. But then if we drink lots of water, we have to get up and go to the bathroom. But anyway, if you find that you think that might be a little bit extreme, you might want your, doctor to have a little check-in on that too, because it can be serious. But I have been doing some research on this issue since I've been up and about at all hours of the night about exactly what it is about sleep that we need to know. And one of the important things that we do need to know is that it is important. We need to sleep. You might not think you do, but you do. You need to sleep for your brain about at least 8 hours. And also, you need some sleep for your health because if you got a cold or if you're not feeling too good, that's when your body goes to work making yourself better, is when you're asleep. So it is quite important to sleep. And there's loads of tips out there for how to get a better night's sleep. I heard that you could sort of make sure your house was quiet at night before you went to bed and, put the lighting down a little bit, put on some soft music and kind of ease yourself into the bed covers, which I think is a nice, although, whoever has a chance to do that. And also maybe not to bring your electronic devices into the bedroom is probably a pretty good idea. In fact, they say you should probably just use the bedroom for sleeping or maybe something else, but sleeping primarily. And there's something about those blue lights that come in from the iPhone and the computers that sort of keeps your brain awake and makes you think it's daytime. Although I do sometimes like to play a game at night, but I try not to. And then, they also say maybe if you do a little bit of exercise, like an hour before you go to bed, sometimes that'll make you go to sleep good. Some people also say don't drink a lot of caffeine, and I think that makes sense. I try not to have any caffeine up until about noon. I don't have it after noon. I only have it in the mornings. They also say try not to drink alcohol, and I tell you something, I'm not all that convinced that that's the best thing, because I like to have sometimes a little glass of wine before I go to bed, and sometimes that helps. And my grandma, and she lived to be 90, she always had a little shot of whiskey every night before she went to bed, and she always said that helped her sleep. And my mama, she used to take a little aspirin or a little, sort of painkiller because she thought just a tiny one because she said it took away the aches and the pains. And speaking of my mama, when I think about, having to try to go back to sleep at night, I always think of my mama because one of the things that she used to say to me is that, Tammy, she'd say, nobody ever died from lack of sleep. And I think that's true. You're not going to die. It's not going to kill you if you can't get back to sleep. So the best thing for you to do is just not worry about it. Just think, okay, I'm not sleeping, but at least I'm lying down and I'm having a rest. I have a friend, Peggy Shaw, when she can't sleep, one of the things that she does is that she stands up. And she says when she stands up, all those thoughts that are in her head that have been keeping her up just sink down to the bottom to her feet. And then she's able to just crawl back in the bed and go to sleep. Now, I think that might work. I haven't tried that. The other thing I like to do is when I go to sleep is I like to use a little bit of something called, let me get it. It's called lavender oil. Now, this is supposed to help you have good dreams. And you can just take it and a little bit on you finger, and you can put it on your temples, and you can put it here where you might put your perfume, or you can dribble it on your pillow. And it smells real good, and it's supposed to relax you, and it has what they call an aromatherapy effect, and it's supposed to help you go to sleep. So you might try that. One of my favorite techniques for sleeping, though, is this thing I call the alphabet game, and I like to play that. Now, what that is you go through the alphabet. You start with A, of course, B, C, and when you go through the alphabet, you try to think of somebody you know whose name starts with that letter. Like A is for Anna, and B is for Betty, and C is for Claire, and D is for Debbie. And before you know it, almost before you get to KLMNOP, you're going to be asleep. Not because it's boring, and not because you don't care about those people, but there's something about taking your mind off your worries. By thinking about all the people that you know and that you've loved in the past really helps you get off to sleep. And I have probably my one sort of last resort thing that I'll tell you about, and that is sometimes when I can't go to sleep, if I really think about it, it's because I'm hungry. And you don't realize you're hungry, but somehow your body's just not quite settling down because it's looking for something to eat. So I go into the kitchen and I get myself a cup of yogurt, and I eat a cup of yogurt. And I'm telling you something that always works. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's because it's food and my body needs food, or if it's just that it might be the calcium makes me just kind of calm down and just kind of puts me into dreamland. Now, this is Tammy's other tip, is that, you know, those eye masks, they don't fit good. The elastic pinches you, and the nose sort of cuts off your nose like that, and you can't breathe. So somebody told me one time that the best eye mask in the world is a pair of silk underwear, because it's soft, it's beautiful, it's sensual, it's dark, and it's lightweight, and it can just rest right on your eyes just like that. Now, don't get any funny ideas. This is not kinky. This has nothing to do with sex. It's all to do with something that's yours. It's personal, it's soft, and it fits right down onto your eyes, and it might help you go to sleep. I'm going to just try that right now. See if I can't get off. Okay, y'all, sweet dreams and good luck. And listen, if you have any tips about sleeping that you want to share with Tammy, just put them down there in my comments section. And don't forget to subscribe. But you know what? But wait and do that in the morning so you don't wake yourself up. All right. Sweet dreams, y'all, and I'll see you later.
I'll see you in my dreams. I'll see you tonight. Hold you in my dreams. Someone took you out of my arms.